God? Who is God? Jesus to a Judas is odd. Matter of fact, they would say that Jesus is fraud. I'd say he did his job, don't listen to them in the fog. Check his resume, because of him I'm blessed today. He throws our mess away to see if we'll get forgetfulness like yesterday. He walked on water, healed the blind and sick, turned water into wine, prophesying scripts 100% accurate, his facts legit. He's wiser than a serpent, go and ask the pastor wit. More degrees than a thermostat, for sure he's coming back like a running back to put his church and kingdom on the map. He carried the cross for the very lost people that were buried in boss. They thought he was an imposter, but he's on the Father's roster. They don't believe Yeshua is a Messiah, but a loony liar. What he gotta do to prove it? He already walked through the fire.
Therefore we're ambassadors for Christ, God making his appeal through us. We implore you on behalf of Christ, be reconciled to God. For our sake he made him to be sin, who knew no sin, that in him we might become the righteousness of God.
From the streets of gold to the Middle East, the Prince of Peace came down to defeat the beast. The shepherd preached to the sheep and rose like yeast. The first died for you and me, Christ did it beautifully. Socked in his face, he was mocked for his faith. If not for his grace, he would've fought that case. He took the whips and lashes till his skin ripped, gashes. Agape love from above is straight up matchless. He taught us to love our enemies, for they know not what they do. Give them clues, hopefully they see him when they look at you. Satan's sin and separation from God are the problems, but Jesus is the true king, priest, and prophet, which is awesome. Cause all authority was given to him so he could solve them. Everything, anything, test him when you call him. The way, the truth, and the life is the one who I pray to at nights. The wages of sin is death, be blessed cause Jesus paid the price.
Two others who were criminals were led away to be put to death with him. And when they came to the place that is called the skull, there they crucified him and the criminals, one on his right and one on his left. And Jesus said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do.
He's the sacrificial lamb, the great I am, the fulfiller of the law since Adam broke his commands. Raised in Nazareth where it ain't all good, safe to say he's actually straight out of the hood. He was born in a manger, left to make us mansions, died an ugly death to pay a handsome ransom. Rode in on a donkey but coming back on a white horse, shining in the darkness, of course he is our light source. A hero that died for the villains, we killed him 1,000,000 times. With sin thrilling, cause we fight the feeling blind. JC separates BC from AD. It's crazy to think your story's on display to see. We living in revelations, we believers celebrating victory over Satan, while there's hell on earth we waiting for the second coming of Christ when he